Oh wow, cool. We're getting a new Mario Kart game. That's that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Wait, wait a second. What? $80? What the? Okay, so the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct just happened. I am recording this a little over a couple of hours after the event happened, and I gotta say, I coming off of the actual like presentation itself, it was not bad. I enjoyed the presentation. They showed off a lot of games, a lot of third party games. They showed off some other stuff that we're gonna get into, and they also well, not at the event, but like after the event, there are some things that we found out that are let's just say
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I don't know if I'll be I don't know if I'll be buying a Switch day one, but we'll just have to see, bro. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to basically talk about the Switch 2 event. Basically the good stuff that we saw, talking about the stuff that I didn't like, and yeah. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So starting with the price of the Nintendo Switch 2, they actually didn't have the price for the console on the actual, or while the event was happening, they didn't actually show the price. So these prices are basically leaked, but I'm pretty sure these are the prices for the consoles. This is the official prices for the consoles. So the basic Nintendo Switch 2 will cost 449, so like basically 450. And if you want to get the Switch 2 bundled with the new Mario Kart game, that was gonna be $500. So the standard edition 450 and the Switch 2 bundle will be $500. So the price, I seeing this price, I'm not really surprised. I was expecting it to be around like 400, maybe $500. I was even saying like they could even make it $300, but like that, saying that, I feel like I was out of my mind saying that because we live in completely different times and inflation is definitely a thing. So 450, 500, not a bad price. So yeah. So the games that they showed off for the Switch 2, I guess the first party games that they showed off, they started off with a new Mario Kart game called Mario Kart World, and it's supposed to be like an open world type Mario Kart game, and it looked pretty cool. Um, they also showed off a little bit of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. That's also, I think that's I don't know if that's a launch title for the Switch 2. I think it is, or I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty. But Mario Kart World is definitely a launch title for the Switch 2. And then they showed off Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I'm pretty sure it's like a 3D Donkey Kong game, and that looked pretty cool too. I don't remember the last time we've gotten like a 3D Donkey Kong game, so that could be cool. They also showed off some third-party games too. They showed off games like Hades 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Deltarune, and they also showed off that FF7 remake, or I guess like the integrated version of remake, is also coming to the Switch, and also Cyberpunk 2077 is also coming to the Switch as well. I will say the biggest third party game that they showed off was probably the From Software. It's actually a From Software game, and it's supposed to be a Switch 2 exclusive, and it's called the Dusk Bloods. And so they showed that off too, and that looked interesting. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's kind of supposed to be like a multiplayer type game, kind of like the the Night Rain game that they had for Elden Ring, because I think that's also multiplayer too. So I think this is supposed to be multiplayer too. I'm not sure on that, but yeah. Going on to the specs for the console, we found out that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be able to support 4K resolution and frame rates up to 120 FPS. So that's pretty cool. I know we've been complaining about how like Nintendo games, or I guess really just like third party like games that come to the Switch, like games like Mortal Kombat, like the Batman Arkham games, like just like some of the third party games that that come to Switch, and like they don't look they don't look very well. So to hear that, they're doing 4K resolution, frame rates up to 120 FPS, I'm pretty sure when the console's undocked, you'll be able to get up to like 1080p. So hopefully the third party games are able to look good on the Switch too. I know, they obviously said that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be one of the games you're going to be able to play on the Switch too. So hopefully that looks good on the Switch. All right, talking about the biggest thing that happened during this event, where apparently we are finally getting game chat or voice chat or whatever you want to call it on a Nintendo console. This is the first time that this has ever been done on a Nintendo product, I'm pretty sure, or just a Nintendo console in general, having voice chat, game chat. We've always dogged on Nintendo for being like 10 years behind, like when it comes to just like everything. In game chat is like literally one of those things that like we talk about them being behind on. And so like for Nintendo to like do this is like this is almost like a revolutionary like type thing, even though like literally like PlayStation and Xbox have been like doing this for years and years, but like since it's Nintendo, it's it's almost like a game changer. But like no, they showed off that you'll be able to use game chat, and you'll be able to like play with other people. And they also, I think it was said that you'll be able to like watch other people's like gameplay footage, kind of like the share play feature that they have on PlayStation that I used to use a lot. The controllers that you have will like come in or come built in with like microphones to talk to people and stuff like that. And there will also be a camera that you can buy separately, so you can like show your face or whatever, like whatever. Just like the now this is pretty cool that that you'll be able to like finally we have game chat, voice chat in like on a Nintendo console. But like just looking at like the some of the whatchamacallit, just like they had like the main screen of the person playing, and then underneath they had like the different like footages of like the other, I guess, people like playing the game too. And like what I don't know, like whenever they would cut to like the footage of like the other people's like screen, like the frame rate just looked super like bad. Like it just looked bad, like it didn't look good at all. I don't know. Like it's awesome that they're implementing like the game chat and the voice chat thing, but like I don't know, it just looked kind of like wonky to me, and like it looked kind of like, I don't want to say outdated, but like it just looked like I don't know if I'm ever gonna use this. I don't know if I'm ever gonna use this. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so moving into the stuff that I didn't like, not even like some of the stuff that I didn't even like about the presentation, because the presentation itself was actually good. Like it was actually a pretty solid like presentation. Like I'm not even a Nintendo fan, and I gave it like a 7 out of 10, because I was like, okay, this was pretty solid. You showed off some pretty cool first party games. You showed off some pretty cool third party games. So I thought it was a pretty solid presentation. But something like interesting happened. So after the presentation was done, and everything was done and everything, we found out more information on certain things that I'm not gonna lie, because at first, like, after the presentation was done, I was like, hey, this might be like something I might get, or this might be a console I might actually buy, like maybe day one even. Like, I might actually get this console day one. But after the presentation was done and I found out more information about certain things and certain pricings for certain games, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know about.
Disappointed!
So we basically found out that the new Mario Kart game is gonna be $80. The digital version of Mario Kart, or the new Mario Kart game, is going to be $80. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about this, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. I thought I thought people were trolling at first. But then I think Jeff Keighley tweeted out that, like, yeah, the new Mario Kart game will be $80, or yeah, so the Nintendo games going forward will be $80, or like whatever. And when I found that out, I was like, okay, so maybe it'll just be Mario Kart. But like, then I found out that yes, it's actually going forward. Yeah, all games will be like $80 too. And so once I found that out, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about I don't know about that one. But I guess not every single game will be $80 or whatever, because Donkey Kong is supposedly $70. So I don't know if it's necessarily going to be every single game will be $80 digitally, or 80. Like, I don't know how it's gonna work. How it's gonna work going forward. But I also found out that, like, the digital games will be $80, but the physical games will even be $90. So you're basically telling me that, like, if you want to go out and buy a physical copy of, I guess, the new Mario Kart game, you're gonna have to pay up to almost $100.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking.
And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of turned me off. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of like soured the experience for me a little bit. Finding that out, and then we also found out that apparently there are gonna be some games where, like, if you buy it physically, like, it won't even come with the actual, like, game inside or the cartridge inside. It'll just come with a code, and then you put the code into the console, and I don't know. It was just like a roller coaster of, like, praising Nintendo, of, like, having all these cool games and, like, all these first party and third party, like, games and stuff like that. And then it was just like, it just went downhill, like, low key from there, when we found out that, like, the game prices are going to be up to $80 to $90 now. And that just really puts into, like, perspective, because, you know, we joke about, like, games like GTA 6 being $100, $90. We joke about, you know, that, and how, like, you know, GTA 6 could be $100, but, like, we don't actually like mean it. Like GTA 6 is, like, I guess, low key kind of the exception of to the rule, because it is GTA 6. And so if it was $100 or $90 or $80, we would still buy it because it's GTA 6. Like, even $100 is, like, a little, like for the base game, like, $100, like, even for GTA 6, that is, like, I'd pay it, but should we really be doing that? Because it kind of sets, like, a precedent for, like, because even with, like, Nintendo, like, we don't even know the price for GTA 6 yet. Well, like, we don't even know if it's going to be $100 or if it's just going to be $70. And we have companies like Nintendo already putting out games for $80 to $90. And so like it's already setting out, so it's already like becoming a thing of like these companies thinking that like they can raise the price of these games to like $80 to $90. And it's just like insane to me because I don't know, I don't know, like I just don't know how to feel about this. Like I know people are still gonna go out and buy a Nintendo Switch regardless if it's like, because a lot of people are Nintendo diehard fans, and like some people just don't care that the price is raised or whatever. But like I don't know, like I feel like if we kind of like let this slide and like games do become 80, or the standard becomes like 80 to $90 for like these full price AAA games, then like what's to say they won't bump it up to like $100, like bump it up to like even more, like I don't know, I don't know how I feel about this really. And um yeah, that's just one of the things that like coming out of this I was kind of like I don't know how that just doesn't sound right to me. But that's really it. Like the presentation itself was a solid presentation. Getting some of the information about the Switch 2 after the presentation was over was kind of like disappointing, hearing some of the information we got. But overall, for me personally, I'm not 100% sure I'll be picking up a Switch 2 on launch. I might even just wait, to be honest. But I don't know. Leave down in the comment section below if you'll be picking up a Switch 2 day one. If you'll be picking up, games like Mario Kart and some of these other games. Leave all that down in the comment section below, and I will try to read every single one of them. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up on out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one. So yeah, bye.